Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. We have to do the video like this for today. I mentioned this in my Love and Marriage Huntsville review, but I know everybody doesn't watch every video. But I don't know where my mount is. I don't know. I don't know how you lose a mount, but here we are. Um, yeah. Hopefully, I can find it by tomorrow, or I may just have to go and buy another one. So yeah, we're gonna do the video for like we're gonna do the video like this for today. I know y'all don't want to look up my nostrils, but my nose is clean though. Anyways, y'all, I'm excited. Today's a good day. Today is a good day in my Ice Cube voice. Today was a good day, y'all. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel good. We'll talk. We'll talk later. All right, y'all. Let's get into this mess. This, okay, girl. This is what I just want to talk. This is girl. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. Okay, listen, girl, I can't even get it out. Okay, I've never heard of this guy ever. I saw people in the comment section saying everybody knows who he is and they know who he. Girl, I don't think that's necessarily true because even he has over 1 million Instagram followers. I have never heard of this man until today. His name is Keith Lee. Okay, he's basically a food critic. Okay, everybody's talking about this video that he did. So this is according to the Jasmine brand. I'm not, y'all know I'm not playing the video. I'm not playing with YouTube. I'll try and find the link to the video so you can hear what he had to say about his experience at this restaurant in Atlanta. Okay. Um, but I'm going to read what they wrote. So, a popular restaurant in Atlanta called the Real Milk and Honey is facing backlash after known TikToker UFC fighter explained his experience at their establishment. Social media users took to Twitter to share their opinions, stating that the restaurant's response to Lee and their house rules is bringing the business down. Keith Lee shared that his family went into the restaurant. Again, I'm going to post the link if I can find. I'm sure I can find it. I'm going to post the link in the description box so you can hear him explain exactly what went down. Keith Lee shared that his family went to the restaurant first to see if they could order after failing to get through online. Once entering the restaurant, staff members stated that they were closed early due to deep cleaning. But when Lee, because his family entered the establishment first, and then he entered later. But when Lee entered the restaurant, girl, things changed. So I guess they noticed who he was, and I guess he has a very big following, and they know that he's, I guess, like a food critic, and they were like, "Oh my God, we better get it together because, girl, he's gonna tell his experience." And so far, girl, it's not so good. The restaurant responded to the backlash with a video asking, "Who is Keith Lee?" They also think, girl, it doesn't matter who, girl, girl, he's a customer. Well, he was a customer. That's who Keith Lee was. Girl, we about to get into some things. They also thanked Key for his honest review. First and foremost, thank you for your acknowledgement and understanding that negative vibrations never win. I'm gonna read some of the tweets that Jasmine Brand wrote. Restaurants not knowing how to restaurant reviews work. Because basically the owner of the restaurant, they made a TikTok responding to Keith Lee. And it looked as if, in my opinion, it looked as if they were kind of like poking fun at the situation. Or I kind of trying to make it seem as though like, girl, we don't care who is that. That's how I took it. Um Someone wrote about the video that they made, the restaurant made or the owner made. That was so corny and they're about to be out of business very soon. Someone else wrote, these are the businesses that say black people don't support them because they're black, as opposed to them not knowing how to give great customer service. Someone else wrote, you don't know Keith Lee, but your staff tried to do right by him the moment he walked into the store once they realized it was him trying to make an order. Okay. Now, that's what I'm like. The owner may not necessarily know who Keith Lee is, right? Which I could believe it. I mean, I didn't. Okay. But of course, the other people probably knew. Now the owner is now jumping into the mess. My stomach growling. I want to read these house rules. Let's get into these house rules of the milk and honey. Girl, this is a mess. These are the house rules that they posted. Number one, we guarantee great food. Everything else is left to chance. We try our hardest though, we really do. Okay, I took that kind of as a joke. Number two, we do not provide individual checks. However, we will allow up to 3 forms of payment. So basically, I can understand that. They're basically saying, girl, don't come here and it's, 16 of y'all. This is we're going to get into that. This is what I was thinking in my head until I kept on reading. They're basically saying, girl, if it's 16 of y'all, we not doing that. Oh, girl, I had the chicken. He had the macaroni. Girl, we gonna bust it down the middle 3 times, and girl, y'all gonna have to cash out or do whatever y'all do when y'all get outside. Okay. 18-cent gratuity added to parties of 5 or more. Are checks larger than $75? Okay, so no modifications to any of the menu items. Basically, if you have a food allergy, please choose another item. Number 5 was be nice. Number 6 was no reservations unless you're Barack Obama. Hey, there's an exception. There's exceptions to every rule. Like, I can see they're trying to find. They're trying to, they're telling you the rules, but also they don't want to come across. They're just trying to put some humor into it. Yeah, okay. No table hibernation. 90 minutes. 90-minute max. Others have to eat too. 90 minutes is not a long time. They basically saying sit down, eat your food, and get up and go. I have seen some restaurants say that the max is 2 hours. Okay, number 8. If we prepare your selected item to our menu specifications, we will not remove the item from your bill. Our entrees are not samples, thanks. So, for what I got from it is basically them saying if we have on our menu that we cook our chicken, I don't know, child. I'm trying to think of something. I'm just gonna make up something. Basically, what I got from this is them saying, if we tell you that the steak that we serve is medium, once you get this steak and it's medium, honey, you're not sending it back because we telling you how we cook our food. It ain't none of that. Oh, I don't like this. Send it back. Um, Number 9. No parties larger than 4 on days that end with a Y. We're a small place, and when we get busy, large groups are hard to accommodate. We do not push tables together. Girl, y'all, girl, y'all not making no sense now. I was trying to give y'all a little leeway at the beginning. Let's go back to number 3. Number 3 says 18% gratuity added to parties of 5 or more. But then number 9 says no parties larger than 4. Girl, what is you talking about? Girl, what is you talking about? Did y'all even proofread this? Or did y'all slap it on y'all website or slap it on y'all dough? Well, girl, if we can't have no parties larger than 4, then girl, how you gonna add the 18% to the parties of 5 or more? And then if my check is more than $75, you automatically gonna add the 18%. Okay. And then number 10 is we have no waiting area inside. Keep in mind, if on the wait list, you can receive a text when your table is ready. Naps in your car are fine. Remember, this is supposed to be fun. I get what they were trying to do with the house rules, right? Cool. Some of it didn't bother me. Most of it didn't bother me. The only thing that was confusing to me was number 9 and number 3. All I'm gonna say is this: I'm trying to. I'm gonna be real sensitive about what I'm about to say. This is not every black restaurant, okay? I'm gonna start out where I think the problem lies with some of these black restaurants is you have people who have a dream, or you have people who feel like they can succeed in the restaurant business, and they get the money, right, to open up their business, but they have no they're really not experts in the field, right? I'm gonna use an example. It's no shade. I don't need the people coming after me, but it's like OLG, Candy and Todd Burris' restaurant. For Todd, as long as he's making money, he don't care. It don't matter if the credit card machines go down. It don't matter if them people sitting in the dark, right? He don't care because the end game for him is just to make a whole bunch of money. He came into this family. He came up with an idea. Clearly, it was a smart idea because the restaurant is successful, even with the flaws that they have. It's a successful business, but you can tell that he does not have any experience in that field, nor does he care, right? And then you have Candy, who, from what they say, likes to give people a chance. Second chances, third chances. So Candy wants to make sure, which is not a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing. Candy wants to make sure that people that she provides second and third and fourth chances to people. So you're also hiring people who may not even be qualified for the job, but because you just want to make sure you help people out, you give them a job. So now you have these people in your restaurant who are probably a mess. No tea, no shade. That's how your cousin got shot. We're gonna call a thing a thing. You probably hired somebody who didn't have no business in your goddamn building, but you wanted to give them a fifth chance, and look where we at. You got Todd down here talking about he too busy to go downtown and get the paperwork to get a generator. You saw the reviews on OLG of people complaining about the service, about it taking a long time to get their food, right? Sometimes when I frequent a black restaurant, I don't know if it's because y'all are not hiring people that are qualified to run your restaurant. I don't know if it's because you just hiring your best friend, your best friend's son, your best friend's daughter, your nieces and nephews. I don't know, right? I remember Rashida talking about, girl, this thing is fine. I remember Rashida, and didn't her son's girlfriends get into a fight at the restaurant? She wanted to make it a family business. So it's like I feel like y'all want to cut corners. This is not for every black restaurant. I feel like sometimes y'all want to cut corners, right? You want to put the family on, but these people are not qualified, and it brings down your restaurant. And because you really don't have any type of experience or expertise in the field, you really just kind of winging it. And so now it starts to make it look as though, girl, your restaurant is just ghetto and nobody wants to come. Because, girl, we pop up. I'm not going to say the restaurant here in Houston, but one night, my sister and my brother in law, this was probably like a month and a half ago. My nieces went out of town to um, my mother's, so they were kid free for the weekend. So we went to this place to go eat. For the most part, I don't like to go to restaurants. I've done it, but I try not to do it. I don't like to go to restaurants when, like, if it's an hour near closing. 'Cause in my head, I feel like you about to give me some food that I'm gonna be upset about, right? But it was late. We saw the restaurant. I was like, "Ooh, girl, I always kind of wanted to go here," right? And I remember Brittany. Y'all know my friend Brittany. I remember Brittany going there like some years ago, and she was telling me how the food was good. And I was like, "Ooh, girl, let's go here, right? We can have some cocktails. Y'all ain't got the kids, blah blah blah." We I was calling. I'm sorry. I was calling and calling and calling and calling. And it was another, it was so crazy because, girl, my mother's, we were going to go, we were trying to find a restaurant to go. My mother's birthday was in April. And she came down here. And I was looking for a restaurant to go to. And I remember calling them and calling, they would never pick up the phone. They would when I tell you, I know for a fact, I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. I know for a fact I called them at least 10 times. And nobody ever picked up the phone. Not one time. And this was in April for my mother's birthday. But then when my nieces went out of town, we decided to go out, and that was a restaurant we decided to try to go to again. So I was calling and calling and calling and trying to see if they, because it was two different times. One on Google, it said they closed at 2. And I was like, girl, they close at 2? And it made sense because they're downtown. The location is right by the clubs. So I was like, oh, I could see them closing at 2, right? Because of the location. It's not like they somewhere in the suburbs. I'm like, oh, because of the location, people out, the clubs let out at 2, people probably come to get something to eat, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere else it said midnight. So I was confused about the time. And they wouldn't pick up the phone again. So we go to the restaurant. I'm like, oh, girl, I'm about to eat. We walk in. It was probably 11. It was probably a few. When I say a few minutes after 11, probably like 11:03, 11:02. Walked in. They said the kitchen closes at 11 o'clock. Um, but we could sit at the bar and have some drinks because the restaurant closed at midnight. Girl, why the fuck is y'all still open? I said, okay, thank you. And we just turned around and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings because Buffalo Wild Wings closed at 2. Girl, girl, why are y'all open? Why are y'all open until 12 if the kitchen closed at 11? Girl, I don't want no I do want a cocktail, but I also want some food to go with my cocktail. Girl, quiet as this kept. If y'all would answer the fucking phone, I wouldn't even have to make a blank trip down here. Y'all could have told me this on the phone. But being that y'all don't answer the phone, and because y'all have 2 different times on the internet, I'm thinking y'all probably close at 2. And then, of course, because of my own thoughts of y'all being in the location that y'all are in, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, girl, that wasn't their fault. That's something I put in my head. But it was y'all fault because it said 2 o'clock online. So I was just like, girl, all I'm saying is this: when it comes to black restaurants, girl, and it's not every restaurant, girl. I just because we have issues at the white ones too. Don't get it twisted. We do. Girl, did he get it? We have issues at the white ones too. Don't ever get it twisted, right? But I feel like there's this thing within the black community where people expect you to support just in the name of being black, right? And then when you get there to try and support the people, girl, they feel like they can give you and treat you any type of way. And then when you start to tell your experience, right? And if your experience was negative, and if you speak about that negative experience, girl, all of a sudden people start talking about you trying to tear down a black business. And I don't think that's fair because a lot of y'all need to get y'all shit together from the Milk and Honey to OLG on down. Period. And to be perfectly honest, the only reason why people even give OLG a pass is because of Candy. But if that was just a regular schmegular restaurant and it was not attached to Todd and Candy Girl, y'all would be ripping them to shreds too, probably. More than what y'all already do. And I also think they bank on the fact that, especially Todd, because I think it's more Todd's restaurant than Candy's, even though it's Candy's money. That girl, he is Todd and Candy is Candy, and he knows that people, girl, are probably going to give them a pass. I'm just saying, y'all got to do better. And then y'all get mad when we don't want to come. But girl, when I come, girl, the lady at the front, she got a fucking attitude. Girl, what is your problem, girl? Right? Girl, when we come, girl, it takes forever to get the food. No shade. That's what I'm not trying to be one of those people who down in the black establishments. Because we gotta call a thing, girl. This has happened before, I'm sure, to a lot of us. We get her, girl. It takes forever to be seated. We get her, girl. We finally get seated, girl. It takes forever to get our food. Girl, the little waitresses running around here thinking they too cute to do their goddamn job. They talking more to each other than they are to the customers. Hello? Anyways, girl. Milk and honey, y'all gonna have to do better. Y'all need to revise that goddamn list y'all got. Y'all want to participate and be and try and be shady towards whatever the guy. What was his name? Keith Lee, right? And then the girl I also read, girl, and I don't know how true this is, girl. They said somebody allegedly, one of the staff members, I guess, caught wind of the conversation that's being had, and they got online and called the boy autistic. I don't know if he's autistic or not, but the truth of the matter is, girl, when I tell you, you got to be one of the most tackiest heifers around here for you to get your ass down to the internet, if that is true, and attack someone, right, with autism, even if it is true. Like, one, first of all, girl, even if he does have autism, that ain't got shit to do with the service that he received at your restaurant. Not a goddamn thing. They don't have nothing to do with nothing. They don't have nothing to do with nothing. Okay? They don't have nothing to do with nothing. Even if he is autistic, girl, that still don't mean that your restaurant is still a mess from what the people say. Hello? Or the restaurant that you work at. Girl, y'all gonna have to do better. Like, if that is true, what the people are saying in the comment section, that girl should lose her job. Sorry. Girl, you cannot go down to the internet, girl, attacking people. Because the truth of the matter is, what he said, it was not said in a disrespectful way. It really wasn't. It was, he said it way nicer. Because, baby, hello, y'all know how I would have said it. He really didn't say it in a disrespectful way. He really didn't. He was very, very nice. Now, if it was me, hello, hey, girl, I went to this restaurant. That's why I don't fuck with them hoes. They ghetto as hell. Okay, that's what y'all would have got from me. I'm trying to get something to eat. Hello, hey, I'm trying to get something to eat. We pop up. We see the doors wide open. So we go inside. My family goes inside first, right? And they tell them that they're deep cleaning. We trying to get some. I was trying to get something to eat through DoorDash anyways. But since we were already in the area, we said just let's just stop by, right? It wasn't until I walked in that they had a change of heart, right? And then the experience, girl, started to become a little bit more positive. But I started thinking, if I hadn't walked in, girl, the experience was going to be the experience. And this is exactly why I don't want to come to these ghetto ass restaurants. Because that's how I would have said it. I don't know why y'all mad at Keith, because Keith was nice if you ask me about it. Talking about y'all closed, but the door's wide goddamn open. Talking about y'all deep cleaning. Hell, y'all should have came in the morning and did that. Or y'all should have did that on y'all off day. Y'all don't have, what y'all can't come in. Y'all can't hire somebody to come in at 3 o'clock in the morning and do whatever needs to be done before the restaurant opens. So y'all are going to close the restaurant early to deep clean, which is cutting into your money. Instead of waiting to after the restaurant is closed and having people come in to do the deep cleaning, or do it on the off day, or do it before the restaurant opens. Anyways, girl, I don't even care, girl. I'm never gonna go. I'm never going. So I don't give a damn about no milk or no honey. Hello. Shout out to the milk and honey though. Y'all need to get it together. All right. And a lot of y'all restaurants need to get this together too. Quiet as this kept. No tea, no shade. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.